motorcycle and crashed into the front of a car, and you come flipping over it.
That was for Father Stu, right?
Yeah, that was Father Stu, doubling Mark Wahlberg. We did American Primeval. It was so gritty and just gruesome and pretty gnarly.
Stuntman that goes 1,000% all the time.
One of the best in the world. Stunt coordinator, world renowned, and also a second unit director, JJ Dashnaw. Didn't you win an award or something for that? Or
That one was for hardest hit.
You get the award for hardest hit, and it was not what they asked for. They asked for not the hardest hit.
I don't know how to go easy. It doesn't work for me.
How many injuries you've sustained over your career?
We broke his neck last year.
Documented was just a couple, but broke my neck in rehearsal. And I didn't say anything. I just kind of like went on with it because I've never tapped out before ever.
I know it's not for the money. Is it just because you want to be the best? What is it that makes you do that?
I am the best person to do the job. Yeah, I'm different.
All right, welcome back, guys. We have a special guest on the show today. One of the best stuntmen in the world, the best one I know by far.
You don't know
JJ Dashnaw. He's a stunt coordinator, world renowned, and also a second unit director. My good friend, my buddy. It's an honor to have him on the show, and he's going to tell us some really cool shit today. Welcome on the show, JJ.
Thank you, JJ, for coming on, bro.
Yeah, buddy.
Thank you guys, thanks for the nice words, Joseph. You know I love you, buddy.
Love you too, brother. JJ.
Yeah, man.
I've been working with you and for you for the last 5 or 6 years, trying to like earn my stripes in this stunt business. And I don't even pretend that I'm anything other than someone who trying not to get fired every day. The thing I've noticed and learned about the business is stuntmen have always been kind of like the unsung heroes to an extent of the movies. They don't get the notoriety as some of the other actors, but the best parts in all the movies are the stunt stuff. So, can you give us a little background on how you got into the business and where you're at now?
Yeah, man, for sure, buddy. I am a second generation stunt kid. My dad and my mom are pretty well respected stunt people in the industry. So I grew up just watching them, and I started at a very early age. I think I started at 8 years old. But we would have big parties at our house, and motorcycle races and tackle motorcycle races with my dad and all his friends that are like now considered legends in the business. So I just grew up watching these people, and I just wanted to be like them. A lot of people want to grow up, be a fireman or a baseball player. I mean, I love sports too, but I just always wanted to be like those legends in my mind. You're right. They're like the unsung heroes, and that's kind of what makes everyone or the stunt people kind of cool. Like everyone wants to hang out with the stunt people because, we kind of get into a little bit of trouble, but we're also, we've tried to fly under the radar. It's kind of changed these days with social media. A lot of kids are in it to get famous, and I don't really respect those people too much, only because they're just a little soft, doing it for the wrong reasons. I just always try to instill what I was learned and was taught from my dad and all his friends who, I'm lucky enough to call friends, but it's just been really cool, a cool way to grow up. And I just have a lot of people to look up to. And, I just try to be half the people that they are. And, that's just my goal, buddy.
Hell yeah. It's so true. It's funny. I was working on a show this past week, and the other stunt guy that I was working with, he's got like a big stunt bag, and it's full of all of his pads and stuff. And he's a badass as well. And I was telling him, I was like, man, I carry a stunt bag because you're supposed to have a stunt bag, but mine's full of t-shirts because JJ made me feel like you were just an absolute pussy if you had pads in your bag.
Yeah.
I got a cell phone charger in there.
That's always my excuse. I'm always just too lazy to put pads on.
Yeah.
I saw a video today. Joe showed me a video, speaking of pads.
Yeah.
You were on a motorcycle and crashed the motorcycle into the front of a car, and you come flipping over it, and then right when it stops, he goes, "Look, he doesn't even have gloves on."
That was a good one. That was a fun one. I actually, another guy, the guy called me to do that job. He's been Mark Wahlberg's double for years, and he's one of my good friends. And we just, we did Lone Survivor together. We've done a lot of stuff together, and we always just push each other to the limit. And he called me. He's like, "Kid, it pains me so much to do this, but I do not have this one in me anymore." And I was like, "Oh, perfect." So when I get there, he's like, just go like 20, 25. And I just kind of give him a look like, that's not going to happen. So I kind of had to go bigger than I was, than anticipated, just because of who hired me. And I know that even if I did a good job, but not like gnarly like that, he would have gave me shit. So it's probably the only thing I've ever done. And he didn't have a comment afterwards. So it was pretty funny. But yeah, I lost a little skin on my hands on that one for sure.
That was for Father Stu, right? Is that what movie that was?
Yeah, that was Father Stu, doubling Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, for sure.
Didn't you win an award or something for that, or was up for one last year? I remember.
Yeah, every year we have stunt awards. It's like our Emmys or our Oscars that we have, and but different categories. And that one was for hardest hit. And, it's voted on by other stunt people, and I won that one. So that was a cool one, because I definitely know that there's not too many people that would have gone for that one.
Well, it's funny that you get the award for hardest hit, and it was not what they asked for. They asked for not the hardest hit, and you fucking just juiced it up to, I'm getting the award here, buddy.
I don't know how to go easy. It just doesn't work for me.
What is the shelf life, so to speak, of a stuntman that goes 1,000% all the time?
What am I, 43? So 44 maybe? I don't know.
It's fucking over.
Because there are a lot of people that have actually got banged up and hurt and everything over the years, and you just kind of fight through it. But the goal, and where I've been lucky too, I started competing about probably 13, 14 years ago. And that's kind of what the plan is usually when you're a stunt person, is you transition into a coordinator, so you can kind of be more of the boss. And then, if you're lucky enough and good enough, transition into second directing. So that's kind of what everyone's done. I would say that if you're still kind of a working stuntman only at 45, 50, it's just a rough way to live, because, even if you're not complaining, I know you're hurting and getting up, and it's just the business is so weird right now. I'd say like once I turned 40, man, that's when I started noticing things, I started like, ooh, that hurts a little bit, so.
Speaking about, it starts to feel it a little bit more. Like that stunt with the motorcycle. It has to be one and done, or could they say, "Yep, do it again"?
Yes, 100%. But that's also kind of why I go as big as I do, because a lot of times they don't need to. A lot of people will go, kind of half-assed, and it doesn't look that good, and they have to go again. They don't realize that hurts way worse. You think the first one was bad. The second one, knowing like how bad it feels, that sucks. So.
Might as well just go full send.
Something like that, though. That's I knew as soon as I landed, I was like, they got that one. There's zero chance we're going again.
Yeah, please.
Oh, I mean, how many injuries, JJ, have you think you've sustained over your career? I mean, surgeries, just shit. I mean,
broke his neck last year.
Broken neck last year, amazing.
Documented ones, just a couple, because I don't like going to the doctor. But yeah, Joe, I broke my neck in rehearsal. And I didn't say anything. I just kind of like went on with it, because I've never tapped out before ever. But I had my buddy Nolan go to the store for me. I go, dude, go get me a fifth of Jameson and a ball of Advil. So I took all 18 Advils and just chugged this bottle of fucking Jameson. And then I did the stunt for real. And then I was like, all right, I might be hurt a little bit. I still didn't go to the doctor. My wife was pissed. She flew out without telling me, and drugged me to the hospital. Sure enough, I had a broken neck and had to wear one of those stupid braces for 8 weeks. So I was pissed at her for making me go to the doctors.
He's more pissed off about having to wear the neck brace.
Got other ones too that I just haven't dealt with. Probably a lot of head injuries. I drool every once in a while.
Holy shit.
But JJ, so what's that? You gave us a little bit about the parties that your parents would have with the tackle motorcycle races. I don't know if you guys heard that. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Every Super Bowl Sundays, like these parties kind of became legendary in our business, because we would have, I grew up in Agua Dulce, just 40 miles north of LA. We lived on 5 acres. We had horses, but we would make this motorcycle track, and we would have 150, 200 stunt people show up, and we would just have these full contact XR 100 races. And we had a couple years where it was, all muddy from the rain, and it was so much fun. Everyone come over for the daytime. Everyone would stay till like 2 a.m. karaokeing. But, as you can imagine, as a kid watching all these men, that respect so much, they're just they're just acting like little kids and having so much fun. I was just like, I'm like, this is who I want to be. And, this is the life that I want to live right here. So I've known since I was a little kid that I wanted to be a stuntman. I actually got a couple scholarships to go to college, and I didn't go just because I knew, I kind of knew I would probably A, flunk out, but B, I just told my dad, I'm like, I already know what I want to do. So it's kind of the path. That's why I went that path.
That path was cut long ago. You can tell.
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, JJ, is there, obviously for not everybody would start off in the industry like yourself, right? Hey, this is my normality is this, right? I guess it'd be the same for any kid that grows up or their mom or dad are into sports or whatnot. But, my question would be for you when you said you played other sports, what other sports did you play and what colleges could you have went to? Because obviously you're an athlete, man, to be doing the stunt double shit. I mean, not everybody just does that shit.
Typical. I did in football. I actually rodeoed too. So, and I pro rodeoed for a few years, but I got a scholarship, dual scholarship for rodeo and baseball to Cal Poly San Luis. I actually was supposed to have a room in a house, 5-bedroom house with 4 of the girls on the rodeo team. And I just looked at my dad. I was like, Dad, there's zero chance.
What are you doing?
There's zero chance I'm going to make a semester. He goes, well, why don't you come work with me? And I'm like, perfect, let's go. I did a little walk through the house. The girls kind of were giving me a look, and I'm just like, I was pretty young back then, kind of innocent at that time. So I was like, this is zero chance. I'm going to have fucking babies running around the house and everything.
When you were a kid, you were doing the high school rodeo thing, and then the dynamic with both your parents being in stunts and you being around all those people, and then you have 2 other brothers that are both in stunts now, and you had 3 brothers that were both in stunts, and all 3 of you guys have like your own niche, but I can see the competition level that you guys have between each other. It must have been very inspiring and motivating when you guys were coming up in the game.
Yeah, man. You know what? It was, my brothers, Joe knows I lost my younger brother who's 4 years younger than me, Nick. He was a stud. But we lost him. Me and him were pretty darn close. My 2 younger brothers, they were 10 to 12 years younger than me. So we never really had like the competition between us. I was the short brother, I'm 5'9". I say 5'10" on my resume, but that's a lie. Joe knows I'm 5'9". All my brothers are 6'4", good looking. So I kind of had to have that little, that fight in me a little bit. So I definitely think that they've learned from me just the aggression that I have. And, being a second generation stunt guy too in this business it's a loaded deal. It's like, yes, you're lucky you get these opportunities, but there's a lot of second generation people that aren't very good, and they just did it basically because it was easy. I kind of have a chip on my shoulder a little bit, and I've worked really hard to kind of make my own name, and my own career outside of just being, Jeff and Tracy Dashnaw's kid. I actually, I still to this day just think I'm the luckiest guy ever. And, when I'm in a room with certain people, I'm just always very respectful and just grateful for the opportunities that I've been given, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
So, when you get to obviously any, shoot you're at, JJ, kind of walk us through that routine. Once you get there, you get in with the director, you're getting into the, hey, here's your trailer. We're going to need you to shoot from this time to this time. So pretty much as a stunt guy, on set or stunt person on set, are you at the mercy of the director like 24 hours a day? Like, hey, we need to shoot this shit right now. We're filming it right now. We got to go right now. JJ, let's go right now. Is it like that?
It can be. There's usually a schedule that's out, so you kind of have like a playbook, if you will, of how the day's going to go. It's there's always that first time that you work with new directors and stuff, like this show that I'm getting ready to go work on in the Dominican. I've never worked to these people before. So in the beginning, there's kind of that feel out process because like they don't know how I work. I am there. I'm very hands on, even if like I'm not really involved in something. I try to always be within earshot so I can kind of know what's going on. And when they get to me, have my suggestions or tell them the best way to shoot things. But I'd say I'm different when I'm just a stunt guy working. Like Joe will tell you, when I'm with no responsibilities, I'll go out of sight, out of mind. And when it's my time to do something, I come in, I do it. I've never liked to have too much attention on myself, but it's a little different when I'm coordinating. Coordinating, I got to kind of be there, and you learn, you get everyone's trust, and I usually come up with some pretty decent ideas that I've learned over the years on how to make things look good or better, or what's the easiest, fastest way, for sure.
I've always been like really impressed. I know other people on set with you have been impressed with your acting ability and your way, like understanding of how the scene will look when you do your thing or whatever. I know, because I know you personally, that you're scared of heights, and
I've
seen some of these things.
Is insane
It's so
because
funny.
you'll be about to do a stunt, and I can only think of one where it was like maybe 40 feet on Mando, and he's like sitting on this thing, and everyone's like, "Oh, we're just waiting on JJ," and JJ's like, "I'm just up here shitting my pants, getting ready to go," and they all thought he was kidding, and I'm like, "He's not fucking kidding." And then 5 seconds later, he's like, "All right, here we go, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, action." How do you? What is it? And this is me, your friend, just curious. What is it that, because you're usually the stunt coordinator, you get to make the choice of who does that high fall, and you still put yourself up there. Is it? I know it's not for the money. Is it just because you want to be the best? Is it bragging rights? What is it that makes you do that? And what is the mental process standing on that edge? Like when you did the high fall for the waterfall for Point Break.
That one sucked. Yeah, that was
the video you showed me on your phone. They helicopter him up to the top of this waterfall, which is like the highest waterfall in the
3,000 Angel Falls, 3,000 feet to be exact. That's high. We were above the freaking clouds.
The helicopter goes above the clouds to reach the top, to at which point they have built a rig for him to throw himself off the waterfall, free fall like 100, 150 feet, then get caught by the rope, brought back up so that he could fly back off. How do you get yourself to do that?
There's two things. I mean, yes, I think I know it's going to be a cool stunt. And I knew no one had ever done it at that location, so that was kind of like a little notch in the belt a little bit for me. Also, even though I don't like heights, I'm pretty freaking good in the air, and like I look good when I fall. So I know that most of the time I am the best person to do the job. And then B, the other side of it, the personal side, like I am terrified when I'm getting ready to do that, but that's kind of what I like about it a little bit. It's like that little extra edge, that we all have to push ourselves, whatever our fear is and stuff. That's my fear a little bit when it comes to stunts. And, especially as you get older and stuff, it just gets worse. So I try to put myself in those situations as much as I can, just to keep my edge a little bit. If I'm being completely honest.
I avoid those situations at all costs.
I love it. I knew that it was the answer. I just wanted to get it on.
No, and I think that's part of the shelf life that Pete asked JJ was, really how long is it? Because like you said, it's once you have any fear in your head, I don't care. The older you get, it seems like it just everything just 5 times more. It's like, man, it just manifests into shit to where you're like, it's not that bad, is it? But yeah, it looks scarier. And so for you, I think the shelf life isn't so much as your body, can your mind.
I think for myself, knowing what the shelf life is, the very first time I do something and I kind of do it like a pussy, maybe then I have to reevaluate, my wanting to hit the ground anymore. But so far I haven't done that yet.
Well, it's almost like you're like, I know my heart wasn't in that right there. And now this is it's getting dangerous because I hate to say this, but you could get sloppy, right? You probably have techniques and know how to fall. Obviously,
if you don't go as hard as you can, I mean, that's how you get hurt even worse. Or we do stuff vehicle wise too. I mean, if you're not on it, you can take someone else's life or mess someone else up too. So I would just, I think you just kind of know it's different from everybody, but everybody's got their own little time when it's time to hang it up, I would say.
We're on Mandalorian shooting this the movie that just came out, and there was a scene where well, obviously JJ signed himself up for the scene, but he was supposed to
Of course
throw
he did.
himself
Look
through
at
this window, right? And they set up the mini tramp, and it's like maybe 20 feet he's gonna go or whatever. And JJ just pulls the mini tramp back like an extra like 15, 20 feet to make it even more sick. And he fucking goes for it. And in the air, you just hear, oh shit. And he's like, definitely not gonna make this window. And he just eats like just boom, stuck with his leg sticking out, like just eats it on the
Oh
hip.
no.
And he's like, I know he's in pain. And he's like, no, we're running it again. We're running it again. We did it again. And I think if was I wrong, but that was the one they used.
I think I have that one. I wanted to send that one to you, but whatever reason that show is so weird about videos anywhere. But dude, that one sucked. That sucked for sure.
It was so funny.
You just got hung up right there at the waist.
Yeah, it was like if I tried to jump through that window and it all stopped right there.
Oh no.
But I think in the movie, that's the clip they
I'll
used.
send it to Joe just so you guys can see it. But I made it further than what he's saying. My knee so bad. It's
I
awesome.
walked up that hill, it was like that. That's fucking
But I think that's the clip they used in the film, was you not making it, right?
Oh yeah, no,
Or did they
that
use-
made the movie. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I actually
no shit. After all that, run it back. No, we're good. First one was a go.
But
That was another one.
That was one of those
I
times where
went
you had to do
around
it
the corner
again.
and chewed 6 Tylenol, and then did it again. I pushed
And a J-Mo.
So funny.
Hey, some of the my favorite things, like cowboy movies, old ones or new ones, when they're like running full speed on horses and getting shot off their horse and flying off a horse. Do you do stuff like that as well?
Yeah, no, I definitely do that stuff. Joe actually Joe's first like big long run. We did American Primeval, which I mean I've done a lot of westerns. That was probably my favorite just because it was so gritty and we did everything we did on that show was real and just gruesome and pretty gnarly. So
And you did Mags.
that's hard work. Everyone thinks it's cool to do a western, but it's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of hours. It's in very uncomfortable outfits. It's in heat. It's definitely takes something to do those.
That was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life, was trying to learn how to ride a horse at 38, 39, 40 years old. It's like, I think it's one of those things when you're a kid, you're not so scared. But for me, I was like, I'll fight anybody, right? I'll fight anybody. But learning to ride a horse is like, it's like, I describe it like being on a 12-foot high dirt bike where the controls don't work. You hit the brakes, it goes faster.
Right,
you
absolutely.
turn right, it goes left. And then,
Yeah, that was hard too. Imagine being me and telling Joe, you look like a monkey fucking a football riding the horse.
he would, yeah, except he would say it over a walkie-talkie. You look like a monkey trying to fuck a football.
And hey, as a stuntman,
Joe worked his ass off though. Joe did a great job on that show.
Thanks, brother.
as a stuntman, Joe, you got to have, I would guess, like on your resume, it's like, can you ride a horse? Can you do this? Can you do that? And the more tricks you have or the more tools you got in your bag, the more roles or jobs you're going to get, right? I would think, because you see these guys like, yeah, I can fall off the building, but like you said, I can't ride a horse. Well, then we can't use you. One of those things.
Well, I mean, it's like the stunt double guy. I mean, it's almost like they have to be multifaceted. It's like anybody can go. I mean, not anybody, but you say this actor, typically they stay in their lane, right? Well, fuck the stunt double. It's like you got to go be this guy to that guy to the cowboy to the military movie to possibly the burning guy. I mean, it's just so much shit to it that I didn't know anything about.
Plus, also, I was just thinking, if you're playing a guy like you're Mark Wahlberg's guy, they're just writing a movie, and the guys that write stuff, they think up the most outlandish shit ever, and you're like, what the fuck?
Hey, we gotta,
because Mark ain't doing it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. We're gonna call JJ and Joe up. Them fucking guys were on it.
Yeah.
For sure. You guys definitely hit the nail on the nail. I mean, everyone lies on the resume, and a lot of people put all expected abilities, but you definitely work in this business based off of reputation and context. That's like the two big things. So you may get like a big shot on a show, and if you don't do good, you sometimes that's kind of it for you. Then you're struggling the rest of your career. It's just like anything else. the more well-rounded you can be, obviously, the more you work, because it doesn't matter. You could be doing a karate movie, you could be doing a Western. If you can do all that crap, like, you're just so much more valuable, because, hiring one guy is like hiring five guys, because he can do so many little tricks and other things. So I always tell everyone, just learn as many things as you can, be as well versed as you can, and be ready to
Master your
adapt.
craft.
Too, you got to learn how to act a little bit too, and not so much like words and everything, but like, we double actors sometimes. You have to learn how these people move. You have to learn, their body languages and everything, because at the end of the day, like, our job as doubles is to not have anyone know when it's you or when it's them.
And I think you're great at everything, JJ, but I've always been like exceptionally like impressed when I see you flip that switch and become that character. And for that thing, it's always like everybody on set when the stunt guys that we did, like when we were shooting a previs for American Primeval, and Clay did the one, it was the one where the oil got spilled on Jamie and he was screaming or whatever.
Yeah. That was
that day. And Clay was trying to do the part for you, and we're going through it, and I'm like running the beats or whatever. And then JJ showed up, and it was like, like immediately, like, nope, Clay, you're fired. He's JJ's doing it. It was like not even close. And it was just
the grown-up showed up.
It was so the level over your lifetime and with your family and what you've done, it just shows there's so much depth to the business that you're part of.
Yeah, man. There's a lot. Like I said, Joe, I'm just lucky to be around people, and I just, a lot of times I'm being quiet, but I'm just watching people and learning and stuff. Even at my age, like now, there's still things I can learn, and I try to. I don't always, you know me. I get grouchy sometimes. Don't want to be there, but always trying to evolve.
What are your thoughts on these stunt training videos you see online all the time? These guys that go to these stunt schools. I was never a part of that. I was lucky enough to get raised in it under you guys, and but I know there's a lot. I get asked a lot. How do people want to always ask, like, how do you get into it? And I'm like, tell them it's really hard. It's really hard to get into the business.
It is hard, and there's a couple driving schools out there that I always tell people, go do those. They're very, if you have that on your resume, people at least know that you've been taught by, some of the best. But as far as the other like schools and stuff, a lot of those people are washed up people or people that weren't that good. And like, this is their kind of like their niche or their outlet. They're there to try to survive, unfortunately. So you just have to be kind of careful on which ones you choose and don't choose. I always tell people, just start networking, going and figuring out, where do these people train? Like when I was young, like even though I kind of had my connections, I still would go to this place in Sherman Oaks called Geo. It was a gymnastics place, and there'd be an open workout nights 2 nights a week, and I would just go in there and just flip with guys, like these gymnastic kids that, they would teach me these flips. I'd show them how to do certain falls, and you just try to network yourself as much as possible, and like I said, just learn as much as you can.
Yeah, you told me a long time ago to get a trampoline and start learning. Your awareness in the air is so huge. Like you said, you look good when you're falling. Most of us, when we're falling, we don't look good at all. But
Flailing
like
all over the
in
place.
Equalizer 2 or 3, when you get shot and have to fall off, that's another high fall I show everybody. It's we'll play it right now, but it's a 75 feet from your knees, shot in the head by Denzel, roll backwards off into cardboard boxes. Oh, my next question: who was the genius that decided or that figured out that if you stack boxes high enough, it's actually a softer landing than like the air patch?
It's funny. It's an art. It's an art, and there's a way. You just don't stack it. Like these guys, these old these legends, basically, they've just experimented with this stuff over the years, and they stack the boxes a certain way. And when you land on it, because airbags are great if you land perfect. If you land on your head or something on the airbag, you still break your neck from falling that high. Boxes kind of, your body disperses a little bit and it takes it away. So like if I'm doing kind of a gnarly fall, I prefer to go to boxes, because if I don't know exactly how I'm going to land, I don't want to land in a bag. Like that fall that you show, I didn't know what was going to happen. Like I don't figure it out until I'm in the air. Like, everyone's like, well, how are you going to do it? I'm like, I don't know. Call action and we'll figure it out, kind of a thing.
It's go time.
With tinkle coming down my leg. That's how I'm going to do it. With wet pants.
That's insane, JJ. I was talking to Joe last night when we were talking, having this conversation about your stunt and that, and I go, Joe, you got to look at this shit. There was a guy that jumped out with one of those wingsuits on, and I go, you're not going to believe this, Joe, but this guy landed on boxes with no parachute, and I'm like, holy shit. Because we just got done talking, referencing your scene, and here a guy jumps out of an airplane, no freaking parachute on, lands into boxes, a mile long of boxes. It's unbelievable shit. It's crazy.
It's pretty crazy.
It's wild.
Like that kind of stuff to me, that's daredevil stuff. I'm too old for that shit.
Well, to be honest with you, when you brought up the fact that you were utilizing, and we say a lot, or we reference this a lot on the show, difference between a professional and a pro. You were utilizing that facility twice a week to learn how to do flips. Things that your average person like me at home, I wouldn't know how to get into the stunt double business. I damn sure wouldn't know to go to some gymnasium 2 days a week and be like, I want to go practice flips.
Yeah.
For what? And then, you bring that up of body control. Joe brings that up and says, yeah, the body control. It all makes sense to me, but these are little things that nobody knows.
Well, going back to him, he's saying these guys that have these stunt schools, he said, they're probably washed up or just weren't that good anyways. Not the guy I want teaching me.
No, definitely not. And, I judge, God dang it. I hate saying, like, talking bad about anyone, but it's just, I kind of judge people. There's some people, I won't mention names, that they have these schools that are like, they're just not useful at all. And they're charging people like that don't know anything. And maybe like guys like you that are curious about it, charging them an arm and a leg to go to when it's really not going to do anything for their career. And that's why I just say you just got to be careful, man. Like, I'd much rather just go work out with people that are in the business and are in it and can teach you things like that. Like I always say, like, if you can be on a trampoline, you can figure out how to fall or anything. Everything else is easy, as long as you're an athlete. But there is an art to falling and making it look gnarly, like it hurts. Everyone goes, "Oh my God, how did you walk from that?" And you're like, "Yeah, like I made it look good. Basically, it didn't hurt, but there is an art to that."
Yeah, for me with the this first movie I did with you was Spencer Confidential, and trying to learn how to movie fight is completely different than real fight. In a real fight, I don't want you hit me in the face. The last thing I want is my head to snap back or anybody to see it. And you're really stiff when throwing punches is really straight. And in movie fighting, it's like the exact opposite. The camera needs to see the reactions and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And there's just so many things to learn about it. But JJ's phenomenal at it. He's been a great teacher and role model for me in the business. I'm super grateful for.
It is so funny though, Joe. Like I will say, like Joe does a good movie fight now, but like a lot of UFC MMA fighters, they do the worst on camera fights because they're just like this, and I'm like, okay, take a reaction. I'm like, and I'm like, no, motherfucker. Like, so they just learn everything I've learned in my entire life. I'm like, yes, that's what I'm telling you.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
No, but Joe does a great movie fight now, and real fights too.
He called me about one he's doing the other day about a show he's on, and so I watched it, and holy shit, just getting whacked to death. And I'm like, God damn, man, that's pretty good right there, buddy. But I know he loves the shit out of you. He talks about you so highly, and to get in the industry, that obviously you've been in JJ for a while, and to hear Joe so passionate about it, and to really not know kind of what Joe goes through now with you bringing so much to light, because little things like that I would have never have guessed. To go get a trampoline, or when you told Joe, go get a trampoline, he's probably thinking, what the fuck did I kick and punch for a living? What I need a trampoline for?
Bro, and this is like, I'm like already almost through my fight career. I'm like late 30s, early 40s, or whatever. He's like, go get a trampoline. You imagine trying to do a backflip on a trampoline at my age now? I'm like, I'm not doing high falls.
Joe's neighbors are looking through the blinds like, oh God, Joe's lost it.
Yeah. That would be a horrible fucking headline. Joe Schilling gets trampoline.
I better get good at this movie fight shit. High falls ain't going to be it.
Hey, what is this thing you're going to do? What was South America, you said?
Dominican Republic, which I've never been. It's dude, I always lead with it's starring Bad Bunny is in it, which it makes me laugh every time I say that out loud. But it's a period film about like the Puerto Rican Revolution, and it's got some people. It's got Ed Norton's in it, and Viggo Mortensen, and some other people. Definitely gonna be challenging, just because I don't have a lot of resources down there, but
You're gonna have those meta glasses to help you out.
100%, 100%, 100%.
You won't be able to say anything bad back, but at least you'll know who's talking shit.
Yeah.
Say you motherfucker back to these people. I'll show my phone.
So how are you guys gonna? Do you have to go down private then, JJ, for that?
We private.
As far as like private jet and everything to get there? Or?
Yeah, wrong. Hey, wrong industry for me. I don't know. I go on freaking Delta, bro. No.
Well, I just didn't know with going to the Dominican if there was that much shit. Obviously, I'm sure Ed Norton's probably showing up in the PJ,
I'm a
but
Delta guy myself. I know what he means.
Probably get private or something. But dude, it's actually I looked. I live in Austin. It's I fly to Atlanta and then fly down. It's like the entire trip is under 6 hours, so it's not terrible. It's not terrible.
bad at all.
It is a bummer. There's no direct, so I hate layovers.
100%.
JD, I worked with you a lot, and I worked for you by yourself. I worked with you with your dad. I worked with your brothers. And what is it like for you when, like on American Primeval, when all of the family was there? What's that dynamic like? Is it different when you're working for your dad? Do you feel even more the need to go bigger and better, or what's the thought process there?
Yeah, no, I mean for me, as far as when I perform, it doesn't matter who I'm working for. That's just kind of my own little edge. I have to go big for whoever I'm working for, but it's always special when I get to work with them. Like anything else, family's family. We fight, but we mostly get along, and it's like I'm getting to that age where I know that there's not going to be that many movies in the future that we all get to work together. So every chance we get to work together as a family, like I know it means a lot to my dad, and it means a lot to me. My younger brothers, they're still in their 30s, so they'll know one day how special it is for sure. But yeah, you definitely get sentimental in our old age.
I just remember on American Primeval, we had multiple scenes where there was like 50 guys on horseback, and we're riding this thing, and your dad's on the mic, or he's doing the directing, and I think you were off the thing. But in all those scenarios, the three baddest motherfuckers in every one of those scenes are Dashnaw, like for sure. It's like trying to keep up with these other guys, and Chad's fucking just ripping on the horse, and Jake can do it all, and it's like
yeah, it's definitely nice. It's nice to have those. Yeah. It's nice to have those boys in there, because like I know like it's hard, like especially Westerns, you get that big group of people. It's hard. So I know I put my brother in one section, and I put my brother in the other one in another section, just because I know that they will handle it. And I just tell everybody, I do not get in front of these two people right here, and we're good that way. So you're only as good as the people you hire. And
he'd say, "Don't get in front of these two people," and then he'd be like, "If anybody's fucking hat falls off, you're fired." in a cowboy movie,
oh yeah, absolutely.
Cowboy hat comes off, like you're probably gonna get fired, but you definitely have to buy everybody that's at the thing a 12-pack. That was like the rule. Every other cowboy that's there, you owe him a 12-pack of beer for your hat dropping. So we were fucking.
That shit's glued on, baby.
Yeah, if you watch a Westerns, you'll never really find a shot where people's hats fall off, because it's just not a thing. It looks stupid. So if they do, if it does fall off, then you have to do the shot over. So that's why it became a rule. It's like you owe everybody drinks if your hat comes off.
JJ, you said at the top of the show that we were talking before the show that you were at your son's baseball practice. Does he want to be like dad?
Yeah, you know what? Both my kids, I got a 13-year-old boy and a 15-year-old daughter. They've that American Primeval, I actually had my daughter down working for me for 3 months. So that was a really special time for me. Getting to have her there the whole time. My son, same thing. He's been working in this industry since he was little. I don't want them to do stunts, because I just, I think they have so much more to offer. The industry has changed so much from when I was a kid. they're pretty heavy into sports right now. And if I'm not working, or if I don't work on the weekends, I usually try to fly home every single weekend, no matter where I am, just because I don't want to miss their sports.
Yeah.
They're getting to an age where it's just so fun right now, and they're becoming. I mean, my daughter's like a young woman. My son's becoming a man. It's fun. It's like everything that we work for. It gets dumped in these kids, and we're starting to see, the rewards of it. Pretty fun.
Yeah, there's nothing like, I mean, all three of us in here, we're all dads, similar age kids, and it's amazing to see the fruits of your labor, at our age, saying, hey, we bust our ass. We still got a long way to go, but just to see your kids be able to strive and
For sure.
to live out their dreams is something I think is more gratifying to me as a father than anything I've ever done personally in my life for any of my kids.
100%.
JJ, your dad told me a little bit about this project he's working on. If you want to talk about that a little bit, it's All American production company.
Yeah, no, we've me and my dad, we always talk, and friends, it's like it's fun. We love what we do. We love working in the industry, but the industry's changed so much. So we've been working with partnering with people and trying to make our own stuff and our own movies, and we want to make it veteran based. We want to help veterans out, that are home dealing with PTSD. We want to try to integrate them into our industry. The proceeds would go to an organization to help those veterans out, because, I mean, man, if you're lucky enough to work on a show with like I did Lone Survivor. So I got to work with all those SEALs that worked with those boys. And it touches your life just knowing these people and just knowing how lucky we are and everything. So my dad and I, we want to make our own stuff, the way that films are supposed to be made. And we want to do it for a good reason, have a cause, and help people out as much as possible. So that's our goal right now. We kind of almost got our first one off the ground right now. So that's the goal right there, buddy. Definitely more to come on that as it develops. But yeah, man, if it all works out good, it's going to be a really good thing for a lot of people.
Yeah, and I think it's especially, with the way the strike has played out the last couple of years, so much of the film industry has literally gone overseas, and they're making movies over there because it's cheaper and whatnot. So to have a American-based company that supports American veterans and makes badass movies right here in America it's exciting. It's cool.
Yeah, we want to call it. I want to call it MIA, Made in America. So that's the company.
I love that, dude.
Awesome.
And I'll tell you, as a veteran myself,
well, thank you for your service, brother.
No, you're very welcome. And I've got a lot of friends in a lot of different units, obviously, in vast, branches of the military. But the one thing, still to this day, and I don't know, it's been going on probably since Vietnam, still even right now, that pokes its ugly head in America is we really don't help our veterans out with shit when we get back home, especially in California. I mean, it's just a joke. We've tried every, regulatory thing to help out with jobs or to be able to put them through any kind of program for a trade program. But, one thing I can testify for a lot of the veterans out there, you got a lot of tough son bitches. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a group that's very site specific that I'm talking to, but they could jump in that industry. I could see, and that would be like, hey, we can do this because we've gone through some adversity in our life and don't mind, punching a tough day in at the office and shit.
Yeah.
So that's nice that you guys are gearing something around veterans, because really we're doing again to veterans what we did in Vietnam, and it's sad. So congratulations to you and your father, man. Hats off to you guys for that.
Yeah,
shit.
buddy. Like I said, we'll keep you guys posted as it develops. We're pushing. Right now is a pretty good time. My dad's down, not working on anything else right now, so he's pushing pretty hard. Yeah, man, a lot of good things.
Hell yeah, brother. Well, JJ, what's your couple real quick questions? What's your most memorable stunt, or what's the one that you think would be like your pinnacle so far to date that you're most proud of?
I mean, for me, that's an easy one. Not necessarily because of how gnarly or whatever it was, but just because of the experience and the story it told. I just mentioned that being on Lone Survivor, and I doubled Taylor Kitsch, who played Mike Murphy. Just being on that film, telling that story, and working with those veterans, and having the responsibility of making those falls and everything look as gnarly as possible, to do halfway justice of what those boys went through. Like, to me, that's always that forever will be my favorite film I've ever worked on so far. And just the relationships and lifelong friends of some of the SEALs that we worked with on that show. It's just, I mean, I still have lifelong friends that there, you know, there's one guy that, Johnny Hoffman, I've had to call him a couple times for like some pretty gnarly, shady shit like that I had to deal with. Not necessarily like illegal. I don't want to spread any conspiracy.
This is not fucking breaking news, okay? JJ,
There's nobody. We didn't put anyone in the ground. Nothing like that.
I'm
But
just gonna say gnarly.
there's just that show forever for me will be. I'll remember that one forever. For sure. Yeah. And then I'd have to say American Primeval, and not for the reasons that anyone would think of, but having my daughter there working for me and just having dad-daughter time, it was pretty. That one will always be special for me. There's all these other ones, that are cool. I've worked on cool movies, but at the end of the day, those are just paychecks. For me, it's always who I get to work with and what experience in life that happens during that movie that kind of touched me.
There was a part in American Primeval when we had the shootout with the I guess it was the scene with the bull that hits the wagon or whatever, and Jax gets
Mormon
gets
Massacre.
shot.
Yep.
Yeah, Mormon Massacre, and Jax takes a bullet hit and plays dead in the scene or whatever. But seeing Papa Dash, your dad, give him like the grandpa pep talk right before the scene was like so dope, and like the scene of like the smoke and the where the hell like all of it was just really cool to watch. There was 4 or 5 of us that saw it, and he's got his grandpa's got his son by the shoulders, and he's telling. We couldn't hear what he was saying, but it was just a fucking badass moment. It was cool.
There's moments, exactly, and it's those moments that I remember. A lot of people, and not because it glorified us or anything like that, but it just was like I had all my friends out there, Joe included, in a very, very, very tough scene. It was a big oneer, so everyone had to be on their game. And working for a director like Pete Berg, who's big time, but he's gnarly, and for everybody to like nail it and be on their game the way they did, it just it's like everyone's your kid, and you're just proud of everyone so much for doing that. So yeah, that definitely, that was a cool day, Joe, for sure. Thanks for bringing that one up.
Yeah, hell yeah, brother.
I mean, JJ, for just on the Lone Survivor one, just one question I got for you on that. Does it hit home more than others because it was a true story, or was that kind of the first time you had jumped into a true story that you actually had to play a character with those events?
I've done true story stuff, and like I like working with those ones a lot, but like that one especially, just because we, like I said, like being close with those SEALs. Yeah, like movies, you think, okay, we're doing all this. We spent most of the day sitting around on rocks waiting for crew to move stuff around. So we just
hurry up and wait, brother. Military way.
Yeah, but we would talk with these SEALs, and they would tell us stories, we'd tell them stories, and just like you hear about it on the news and you hear about it but like you hear it from this guy who's just like your buddy right here, and the way they talk about it, like they talk about like it's normal, like, and I know that's their way of dealing with it, but it's like to us and like the normal person, it just hits you so much harder when you hear it from them, and they'd always say we do these falls, and they're like, you guys are fucking crazy. And I'm like, what? We're crazy? Fuck you, dude. You guys are crazy.
Yeah. No, I think any time that, especially as an ex-military guy myself, now knowing you and understanding that fall that you took for Mike Murphy, and to be able to tell that story now for the people that truly knew him, that were in his squad, unit, platoon, that goes a long way, going, hey, everybody went through hell, and somebody put themselves through hell to give us a little bit of what we thought about our friend, how battle tested he was. Just, I just think it's amazing, man, that you're able to capture that in such a way, and that's so dear to your heart, because that was an American story, and that'll be around forever, man.
Yeah, no, it was, man. It's like I said, man, there's definitely, bar none, that's my favorite one I've ever done for that reason, for sure. Just the experience alone, it was pretty amazing.
Well, that took my question away. So Peter Berg, I'm guessing, is the best director you ever worked with.
Yeah, Pete's a nut, but I love Pete very much. He's a very different style of shooting. It's a little chaotic, but It's real, it's gritty, and it's he's a no bullshit guy. And you know, you definitely have to be on your game around him. So when he gives you the nod, like something's good, you're just like, yeah, 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 yeah. You know,
He seems like that guy. Like he's there to fucking let's get some shit
He's a
done.
rock star on set.
100%.
He's a fucking
Yeah.
rock star.
And he's crazy. He comes up on set, he's just yelling shit that just doesn't make sense. And you're just like,
Yeah.
Squirrel.
We were on set. I just got to set, and I don't even know if I was working. And they were filming this other scene, but we're like in a giant field, right? So they're filming, and the person's doing dialogue or whatever, and Pete's like 50 feet away with his own little monitor. And while the scene is being shot, I'm like kind of tiptoeing up, and he'll be like, "Oh, Joe Schilling's in the house." And I'd be like, "Come on, dude." And then he'd be like, "Come here, Joe Schilling, come here." And like, you know, Mark, his assistant, is like, "Cut," you know, like, "What the fuck, Pete?" You know? And he's like, ignores him. He comes over, puts his arm around me, and he's like, "How you doing?" Like, "Oh, I'm good now." Like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "Have you heard this song?" And just plays, like, I forget what it was, like Led Zeppelin or something, but just blares Led Zeppelin. Makes everybody listen to the entire song before they can go back to filming the scene. Like, he's just a
That's epic.
fucking rock star, that guy.
I mean, Great White Hype he did was fucking awesome, dude. I love
dude,
that.
Aspen
Dude.
Extreme. Come on.
Yeah.
So good. So good.
So awesome, dude.
Well, all right, JJ, I appreciate you coming on the show, brother.
Dude, you guys are
seeing
awesome.
you again here soon.
Anytime, bro.
Yeah, JJ, thank you, buddy, man. We wish you all the best here from the YB Norml Show, dude. You're just a fucking keep on. Hey, 5'9", still good looking. I can't believe there's better looking dudes in your own family. That sucks for you, bro.
Hey, thanks for the knowledge, JJ, and the stories, man.
Yeah,
on
dude.
this show, we always have so many different people come and tell their story in their business life or sports and being a dad and whatever. And this is just another one we can put on the shelf. And I
Well, dude, thank you guys. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you, brother.
Anytime, dude. Anytime. Take care of my boy Joe for me.
Absolutely, brother.
Love you,
Appreciate
brother.
it.
Love you too, man. Talk to you guys.
Peace out.